Oh, there it is. Welcome, everyone, to today's program. We'll get it right here. Welcome, everyone, to Sahlen's Chumpyard Dog at the Glen. It's the Champ Car Endurance Series presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps at the Watkins Glen International Raceway. I'm Paul Veltzum, along with Doc Waldrop and Bill Strong, bringing you live race coverage this weekend. Over 100 cars have gathered here this weekend for this traditional epic challenge at the 3.4-mile road course known the world over as the Glen. Doc, welcome this morning. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, Paulie. How about you?
I'm doing great, man. We've got a fantastic race. Like I said earlier, over 100 cars are here to compete this weekend. 2 7-hour races are on the docket. Tell us what we can expect, sir. What are we looking at?
Well, I mean, I really expect a huge sense of urgency today. This is the first quote-unquote sprint race on the East Coast. I mean, we had 14 hours at Road Atlanta, 14 hours at Daytona, 14 hours at Charlotte, 12 hours at VIR South. This is a double 7. There's only 7 hours to get things done. So I look for some cars to get out there and really get after each other. So we've got the Bimmerline number 336. They've got top 10 finishes here, both last year with a 4th and an 8th. That's a strong E36 for sure. We got Blue Shells, number 38. Maybe not the track for them, but this Ford Focus has several top 10s last year. We had Damson Racing, 346. This E46 had a strong run at Charlotte a month or so back, finishing 4th overall in the 14-hour race there. We got the Dead Pedal 185, a beautiful Maserati bi-turbo. They're upping their game every race and really getting around the country. They've entered Sonoma and Daytona already this year. Now they're up in upstate New York. We got E-Racing. Alon Gordon and his crew is here with the beautiful E30 known as Ella. She's had a bit of reconstructive surgery lately after a Miata ran over her hood at Charlotte, but this team still managed a 20th place.
There's a story behind that, and it actually did happen. Actually ran over it.
Yep. We got Fast Hog, the 169 car, Fast E36 that just missed out on a back 10, top 10 last year with an 11th on Sunday. We got the GWR car, the 991, probably one of the most developed E30s in the field. They had a great race in 2016 here, finishing 4th and 5th, but last year was an absolute disaster when they tangled with the competitor going for the lead and totaled the car. So this new car had first at Gingerman, but has finished poorly after that great start. We had the huge Jazz car, the number 337. Got to give a shout out to them, a group that was founded by racers in the iRacing series. If their car can perform like the team does on iRacing, look out for them. We got McKibben's Biohazard. Troy's back here. He's the defending Eastern Division champion. In 2016, they finished 1st and 2nd here, but they only managed one top 10 here last year. We got 9-4 Motorsports in their number 83 and the number 840 car. 2-car entry with some fast cars. One is the Lexus SC300, and the other is the Toyota Super version. So they're one of the teams to watch for sure. Those SC300s are starting to do pretty well in this series. And who can overlook Arbank Racing, the number 90 and 195? A pair of Saab 9.3s and contenders wherever they show up at. Last year, the 90 had back-to-back first-place finishes here, so that's certainly a car to watch. They've had a kind of a disastrous start to this season, but I don't think that trend will continue.
Right.
Sahlen's Charcoal Ketchup and Mustard RX-7s, a 3-car entry. From our title sponsor for this race. Maybe not the fastest cars out there, but look for consistency for this team for some good finishes. We got Simon Says number 63, a fast Honda Integra that virtually owned the VIR 24 until Arbank knocked them off last year. They finished 3rd in Charlotte back in April, and they can get the job done here in the next few days. We had Tuttle Motorsports, numbers 107 and 108, a 2-car entry with the Mitsubishi Eclipse front-wheel drive platforms. Yeah, the team has been the subject of some controversy lately, but these cars are fast. I believe they're both going to run in C-Class now, but I haven't had that confirmed. we've got the Tooth Autosport, the 522 and the 552, another 2-car entry of Honda Civics that did quite well wherever they show up to race. And we've got the Visceral Racing Grid, number 918, a very stout Porsche 944 that can be usually counted on to be up front. I think this is their first Watkins Glen sometimes, so we'll see how we do. So there's quite a bit of diversity in this weekend's field of almost 110 cars. And like I said, I look for a sense of urgency today out of all these racers. They've only got 7 hours to get things done.
They only got 7 hours to get things done, and tomorrow there's weather expected, which is really going to change the complexion of this race. So really, for a lot of teams, especially those cars that like you said, are really more accustomed to gunning for the front, they're going to go out hard for this race because this is really going to be their one shot, as it were, to get it right. It's going to be very difficult for the E36s, the E30s to keep up with the front-wheel drive cars when the weather hits tomorrow. So yeah, they're going to want to capitalize on the race this fine day. It's a beautiful day. Highs will be around 85 degrees.
69 degrees right now.
And we've got we had about 110 entered, but unfortunately there were a couple of cars that... Bill, I gotta mute your microphone, buddy. You're killing me.
Hey, Paulie, can you share your screen with me?
Yeah. We had a couple of cars that turned their engines inside out, so they won't be joining us, unfortunately. But we got about 107, I think, rolling out onto the field, so looking forward to seeing what they can do. But yeah, I had the privilege of doing some practice laps yesterday as we got ready. Unfortunately, during that practice was when those 2 cars lost their engines.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, Bill.
So we're doing the out lap. They're coming down pit lane. They're going out onto the track. And the yellow mustard Sahlen's RX-7 second gen car is having a really hard time getting up to speed. It's like he can't get it out of first. He's got a huge line behind him, and there's a really big space spreading out between him and the car ahead of him. So that's going to upset a lot of folks right now. They're trying to catch that lead back just to get out on the out lap.
Okay.
Am I yelling? Sorry.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's really loud, and I don't have the right microphone set up here. Sorry, guys.
Okay. I don't remember what I was talking about, but yeah, I think we lost a couple engines yesterday during practice, and but it was a beautiful day of practice, and the weather conditions yesterday were very similar to what we're going to have today. So it should be a very interesting contest. As Doc, as you said, we've got both of the R-Bank Racing Saabs are here this weekend, and of course they had back-to-back wins here last year, even with the penny lap that they had to deal with on Sunday. So he's looking for a repeat, I guess you'd call a three-peat. And of course we got GWR. We've got all the heavy hitters out here, so it's going to be a pretty exciting race to watch.
Oh yeah.
But, Bill, we got to mute your mic. There's just too much background noise, brother. Got 9 Ford Motorsports here. We got a camera in that car, the 84 Toyota Supra. We also, for you e-racing fans, I know there's a lot of them out there. We've got a camera in that car, so we'll be watching them today. And we've got a camera in the Sahlen catch-up machine, the 88 Mazda RX-7, one of the 3 team cars here this weekend.
Yeah, Bill was saying something about the mustard cars having a tough time getting up to speed here.
And we got a camera in the Biohazard Racing number 1 Toyota MR2. This is the car that won the championship last year. They had some electrical issues yesterday. Didn't get as much track time as they wanted with melting their wiring harness. They spent hours getting that put back together again, but they did get a little bit of practice time in after the repair. And I spoke with come on, Head. Not just Troy. I spoke with one of the other teammates.
Jerry.
No, I spoke with not Ethan.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, the kid that was driving during the wreck at Barber.
Yeah, he's my friend, but I can't remember his name. Anyway, I spoke with those guys. They got the car back together again, so they're thinking everything's going to be okay. Other than the steering wheel's clocked a little bit, but they'll get used to that. They'll be fine.
I personally hate that.
Well, it's something you just got to program into your head, and you know how it is in these situations. You're last-minuting things that you would have normally had time to prep for, and this is what you have to go with. So
Sure.
you just got to deal with it, and not what you want, but that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, I get that, but it's very disconcerting.
Right. So we've also got cameras at 9A. See the drivers scrubbing their tires, trying to get them warmed up. 9A is coming out of the boot, that left-hander that takes you out close to the Armco there.
All righty.
And then we've also got a camera at the bus stop. It's pretty exciting. You see the cars coming through, fishing through right now. It's the
How is that
inside
view
bus
right
stop.
there? How is that view?
It's good. It could be a little further over the Armco, but I don't know that you want to do that.
Yeah, I couldn't. There was
It's in the
no
kill
place
zone
mounted.
right there.
Yeah, it's actually mounted on the safer barrier.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a little bit of a meeting with the guys last night. I said, look, you just got to be really careful you don't get into these Armcos, because a lot of them are safer barriers and they're going to get pricey.
Yeah, just in case you don't know, most of these racetracks charge you for damages you do to the track.
Right. We're on board with the biohazard machine. You can see one of the competitors up front actually got off into the dirt, and this is one of those things that you have to be careful of when you're warming your cars up, is that you stay attentive to what's in front of you, and it's easy to overcook it, because you're just, even though you're not really going that fast,
Well,
you're doing something, you're not online at all, you're not even thinking about what you're doing, and you can find yourself in trouble.
Well, one of the things is with these large fields, the accordion effect. Cars slow down to maybe, and the field bunches up, and then it spreads out, and then it bunches up again, then it spreads out. So you really got to pay attention during these pace laps and/or full course yellows. And I don't believe Watkins Glen does hot pulls. So I think we're going to see some yellows during this race. And if you're Robin Bank, it plays right into your hands, because he can call some strategy.
Stephen on Facebook is saying, "I'm not sure I can watch all 9,999 laps."
There's actually not that many, Stephen.
And it's possible he knows that. He might be giving us a hard time.
Yeah, well, I don't blame him there. I'd give us a hard time too. Especially if you've listened to us before.
This is America's only artificial intelligence webcast. The three of us on board. But welcome. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. By the way, you can check out our broadcast in 1080 over on our YouTube channel at ChampCar.live. That's ChampCar.live. Be sure to subscribe so you get those notifications when we go live on our YouTube channol.
So Ben Dawson says we're looking and sounding good. Thanks, Ben. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We're broadcasting from the racetrack for the first time in a very long time. Never broadcast from this location before like this, and we're actually, it's always a little sketchy when you pick up all of your equipment and move to a new place.
Anytime we do a show, right?
It is, but you get, I'm so used to this stuff being in my studio, and transplanting it here, sure enough, there's problems, and we got them ironed out.
We'll get you used to being on the road, Paulie.
That would be fun. Yeah, this is great. I love being at the track. It is a fantastic day. It's an even more beautiful racetrack. Everybody is excited about this place. I mean, and I was talking to Bill a little bit earlier about it, Doc, is just saying, one of the things that I really love about this place is, unlike any other racetrack, is the way you can head into a corner at speeds you could never make any other racetrack, because this corner the track has several corners that give you grip once you get into it.
Right.
So you can approach them at a very high rate of speed, and other racetracks where you'd never make that corner.
Well, I would argue this is probably the second most prestigious race on the Champ Car schedule, only behind Daytona, simply because not only the sheer number of cars, but the level of competition is pretty high up here. It's a bucket list track for sure. You know, the original home of the United States Grand Prix, a very storied history dating back to the street races there.
Yeah, it really is, you know, and it's 3.5 miles. It's a beautiful, large, sweeping racetrack. I was talking to, we're racing this weekend, the Green Dragon, which is an E36. I was talking to John Robinson, the owner, and he said, got out of the car, and he said, man, this track just flows so beautifully. I love this racetrack, and I'm not surprised that he loves it. He loves Daytona, too. And really, I began to think about this last night, and, you know, in many ways, this track is similar to Daytona in the way that you drive the track.
Right.
Slow hands, slow brake release, slow brake apply. It's not the kind of a racetrack where you're really aggressive with the car in the way you manhandle it around the track, like say a Gingerman, a Mid-Ohio, something like that. It's very similar driving styles that you would find here that you find at Daytona. So yeah, absolutely, you're going to see that flow. And I'm hearing engines rev up. We're green flag right now, guys. We're on board with Biohazard Racing, heading down into the bus stop chicane. Behind it looks like Cone Crusher's just up ahead in that Porsche 944.
Cone Crushers, I don't think is in the race.
I didn't think so either. It's look-alike. There's one of the Hondas up in front.
Well, it's funny because sometimes.
Paulie, did your car start in third place?
Yeah, it may have. We'll see what happens once it gets to clicking off laps.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it does look that way, doesn't it? So we're on board now with the Greeno Watson Racing team. We had a fun interview with those guys last night. Myself, Brian Tuttle, Will Greeno, yeah. Alon was there, and Troy Trulio was there. You can check that out on our YouTube channel. It was a lot of fun. And that is a fast race car. I had a little bit of time to see that car while I was out on track testing too. And yeah, it's cool. You can just barely get a sense of how steep this hill is. This is the run down into the toe. This is one of those corners there. You can really toss the car in strong if you get the preferred line. He's a little wide. He doesn't quite get as much of the advantage of the grip that you pick up there, but yeah. Now coming into the heel. Go ahead.
Brandon was asking how many starters we have, and I'm looking at 106 starters.
Just to let you guys know that Jerry Enger, Champ Car board of director, is in the car for Biohazard right now.
Cool.
And the Volvo maintains the lead.
Okay. Yeah, we're on board with the Greeno Watson Racing team in that E30. Now, this was the team that last year totaled their cars. They had contact with the outside wall right around this area here on the front straightaway. They put this car together in a hurry, managed to finish the season. You can see just how steep turn one is. It really pick up a lot of grip there, and it's one of the unique features of this racetrack. Now up through the S's, very fast to this section, clipping the inside, making those apexes, flat out, no lift.
And if there's an incident there, that track gets clogged quickly.
Well, yeah, the track kind of closes in on you. So it does. It can get very cozy in a short period of time.
Cozy, I like that.
Now into the bus stop, another area. It's really kind of a single file deal. Passing on the inside going into the bus stop is kind of a that's kind of dirty pull. That puts the guy on the outside with nowhere to go, so right. It's not cool.
Hey, all's fair in love and war.
That's right. Down the inside, going down into the laces of the boot, and now down into the toe. Got a car driver. We have a car off track, driver's right, heading into the toe of the boot.
And Ben confirmed my suspicions that Watkins Glen does not do hot pulls. So if you're stranded out there, if you're in a dangerous place, they're gonna throw a yellow flag for sure.
On board with 9-4 Motorsports.
Yeah, they're those 9-4 cars are moving up. This is the
this is the Mazda RX-7. Get that rotary engine powering one of the 3 cars that are out here this weekend.
Like I said, those 9-4 cars, 840s already climbed up to the second spot. And he started down in 11th, it looks like. So he's on the move. So is the GWR car.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some timing and scoring here set up here for you, so you can take a look at your top teams and teams by class. And we'll have that up for you here in just a moment, folks. If you're just joining us, we're here at Watkins Glen International Raceway for a 2-day event. We're going to have a total of 14 hours of racing between these 2 days. Seven hours today, 7 hours tomorrow. Got some technical difficulties here, just trying to sort through.
So, and you mentioned we're going to get some weather tomorrow. Is that right? Yeah,
we should be. We got thunderstorms that are coming our way.
Gotcha. Well, that'll keep things interesting for sure.
It certainly will. You know, we've got not just thunder showers, but thunderstorms. So I'm expecting red flag as we get the lightning coming through. And it could happen at more than one time during the day. Last checked, 100% chance of showers. So not much question there as to what we can expect tomorrow. So we're showing Kruger Tuned Racing currently leading with Team Celine Ketchup in P2. We've got GWR in third so far with the fastest lap time of 2:19. A pretty good lap time, not quite as quick as their car last year. But of course, it's very early. Fuel tanks are full, tires are just getting up to temperature.
Yeah, and I just noticed, I guess one of the Tuttle Motorsports cars had the fastest time of the day yesterday during the test and tune. And they're currently running in 20th and 21st. So I'm not surprised at all to see GWR. Of course, Champ Car picks a random pit stall, and that team starts the race, and then the rest of the grid fills in behind them. And tomorrow that will be reversed. So it's a totally random starting position. But again, like I said, this is the first what I would consider a sprint race. Although it's 7 hours long, this is the first time on the East Coast we mostly had a 14-hour races. So I think most of these teams are going to feel a real sense of urgency to get to the front and stay there.
It is definitely a strategy race, and I particularly like these types of races because it brings some of the teams into the fold that struggle with the 8-hour contest.
Right. Well, there's always the question about fuel capacity. So an 8-hour race, you either got to play your strategy right on, or you got to go that 2-hour stint. And that's not to say that one of the cars with the smaller tank can't win or anything, but I would argue you're certainly at a disadvantage.
Here we got Biohazard coming out of the pits, which means they came in the pits.
Yeah.
So there was something up there. Again, this was the team that yesterday they were having some trouble, electrical issues with the car, and they're heading back out of the pit. So we don't know what exactly they came in for just yet. We don't know. So this is the catch-up car, currently in P3.
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive move for that car. He started the race in 15th position, and that's a B-class car. Whereas the Kruger Turn 2 Racing, that Volvo was an E car.
Carving through the field, passing through the bus stop way on the outside, passing like 4 cars. And around the carousel on board with 9-4 Motorsports. Bus stop, a busy place right now. Again, over 100 cars started the race today.
Yeah, I show 106 cars taking laps.
Pretty impressive. And look from our camera at 9A at the top of the hill coming out of the boot.
Yeah, some of these guys are starting to get a little ballsy. They're going to the turn 1 really hard and taking it wide out into the runoff area. And you can hear them on the brakes, and they're trying to turn at the same time. So I think they got in a little over their heads as they came into one.
Oh, none of us have ever gotten in over our heads, Bill.
There you saw the Biohazard car going by. Of course, there's 2 cars entered in the Robin Banks team this weekend, so there's a lot of teams that have really pulled out the stops, hoping to do well this weekend.
Yeah, I was looking at Robin Bank to see where they started. It looks like they started well down the order. Got one of their cars, the number 90, is running in 42nd position. And let's see where the 195 is. He's running down in 63rd position, 981. And that's certainly just a function of the random pit stall draw for the grid.
So stay with us, everybody. We'll come right back after this quick plug, and we'll go through our the running order. Stay with us. Welcome back to everybody to the Sahling's ChampYard Dog at the Glen. It's the Champ Car Endurance Series presented by RVA Graphics and Wraps here at Watkins Glen International Raceway. As we start off day 1 of this 2-day race, 7 hours at the Glen. It's Kruger Tune Racing up front with GWR in P2. Then it's Team Sahlen Ketchup in third, 9-4 Motorsports in fourth, JSK in fifth, Last Minute Racing in sixth, Visceral Racing Group in seventh, Bulldog Racing in eighth, 21 Auto Spec Racing in ninth, and Police Racing in 10th. Can I say police?
I think it's Polizei.
Polizei. I'll say Polizei race.
I think they're using the German pronunciation.
Right, right. It's great seeing those guys here. The car's all decked out as we've seen in years past, and they've got the shirts. It's fun seeing those guys out here. 521, 600 Step Brothers in P12, Sweetwater Racing in 13th, Team Sahlen Mustard in 14th, and 15th, Third Gear Pulls. The two Tuttle cars are 16th and 17th, still together after the start of this race. Yeah, I'm just scroll down the list here.
Pace car's going out. Pace car's going out.
Yeah, probably picking up one of the cars that's stranded. So we're full course caution right now. By the way, if you want to keep track of one of your favorite teams, you can go to racehero.io on the web or on your phone. You can browse to Race Hero. That's RACEHERIO.io. And then just look for the Champ Car Endurance Series race on the list. Tap that, and you'll be able to see the same running order that you see here. These are not official, just what we're picking up from Race Hero, third-party vendor.
So do we have a person up in the tower to feed us information?
No, we don't.
Well,
unless you want to count me, and that's always a bad idea.
Well, you know what I meant.
Yeah, no, we don't have another pair of hands up here to give us.
So we can't tell you exactly what the full course yellow is for.
No, but if I'd lift my eyes, I'm seeing
I'll be up there in a little bit.
E-Racing is just coming into the pits right now.
Oh, no.
And they've stopped in front of their pit stall under their own power.
That's kind of early, obviously.
Yeah, the crew's attending to the car, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of urgency there. So I'm not sure exactly what's happening there, but
never a good sign, as it were.
Now maybe we can listen in and see if we get some audio. I don't know. It looks to me like they're listening. They have the hood up, and maybe they're listening to the engine, so that's always unsettling.
Certainly.
Well, it's good that he's coming in now under full course caution. Let's get it looked at. Let's see if there's anything serious, but there does seem to be a lot of collaboration over there on that side of the engine.
Well, on that side's your intake. Now they're over on the exhaust side.
Yeah. So here's a look at the track map. It's an absolutely fantastic track, about 3.4 miles around this clockwise rotation road course. It has a long storied history of Formula One back in the day, back in the 60s into the 70s. Now it's one of the racetracks on the NASCAR circuit. And there you can see 11 corners, some pretty amazing elevation changes throughout the road course. It takes a really well-rounded race car to do well here due to some of the longer straights and beautiful sweeping corners all around the track. It's just a fantastic place to go racing. We are running the bus stop this weekend, of course. We got 3 races, the next 3 races coming up. Of course, we're at Watkins Glen this weekend. Then it's NCM Motorsports Park for the National Championship on the Grand Course, June 16th and 17th. And then it's on to the first of our 3 24-hour races, kicking things off at the 24 Hours of Nelson Ledges. That's June 30th through July 1st. We're going to be out there. Doc, you're going to be at the track this year again, is that right?
I'm going to be at NCM. I'm not going to go to Nelson.
Okay. All right. So I was thinking of VIR. Are you going to be at the VIR 24-hour race?
I will certainly be there, if nothing else, on the broadcast. But we're still waffling on whether we're going to bring the car up there and actually race.
Gotcha.
It's you know, to enter a 24-hour race, it requires a lot of logistical support, and you just can't do it with, say, 4 people. You need 7 people,
Right.
you know? So and it's a lot of wear and tear on the car. Now, granted, you know, our next race wouldn't be till late October at AMP if we do the 24-hour, but we may look at some alternate strategies. We may head down to Sebring and do the 12-hour there.
Pace vehicle still on track, coming across the start-finish line. They'll be heading into the bus stop after bits, so there's no point in watching them right now. But, well, yeah, it is a huge commitment to go to a 24-hour race if you expect to, you know, be competitive and really go for it. And it's hard on the team. There's a lot of guys that don't want to run a 24-hour race.
Well, and you know, it's a race where you want to prove to yourself that you're a viable team, as it were. But you know, at the same time, it's 24 hours. So, do you bring a spare engine and do an engine swap if you have to? Do you bring a transmission? You know,
right?
So it takes a lot of commitment.
Yeah, and I think our rule is bring the spare transmission, then you won't need it.
Yeah.
If you don't bring it, you're going to need it.
You're going to need it for sure.
So
that's just proof that God has a sense of humor.
So we're still under full course caution here at the Glen.
Yeah.
So back to that 24 with spare engines and transmissions. So talking to Troy Trujillo, he's tested out a quick disconnect for all the coolant lines and the brake fluid lines and stuff on his car. So he's going to build a spare engine and transmission that have all the fittings on it. So basically he can do an engine swap like the Audi did at the 24 that one year, where they did it in like 30 seconds, or transmit swap or whatever they did.
Zippers.
But yeah. So basically he's going to do the same thing with the engine. So he should be able to do a swap in about 45 minutes with a whole assembly, suspension, and everything all pre-built. Maybe even less than that if he gets it down.
Cars 248, cars 248 and 541 are in the pits right now. Just looking down, some of them, there's additional cars already in the pits. There's about 10 cars or so, I'd say, in the pits collectively. I can't quite see all the numbers. I do see the car that's a car being pulled in on a safety truck. It's on a rollback, and it's just coming into the pits now. So we can expect we're going to be going back to, yeah, I'll try to get a number on that one as it comes through. And so we can expect to probably go green here shortly as that car comes down. I'm going to see if I can get eyes on that.
So, Paulie, what stint are you doing today?
Okay, it looked like car number 23. It looked like a Lexus SC300. I don't see that on my list, so I'm not sure if that was... I don't think it was the 9.4 car. We're in the Supra, so we don't have a camera in a Lexus today. And as far as my stint, probably the third stint, I would guess, is what I'm queued up for. So I'll be up here. I'll be up here for about an hour, so about another 40 minutes or so, and then Bill's going to come up and take the reins and run the broadcast from there.
Boy, that's a risky move, letting Bill up there.
Hey.
I got it running on my MacBook Pro off to the side.
It could be they keep changing our IP addresses on the tower.
Ah.
We're over Wi-Fi too, so. All right, so we're back to green flag racing here.
Paulie, can you give me an update when it hits quarter till 10, please, and I'll head back. Paulie, Doc?
Yeah, I'm busy.
Okay, Doc?
Yes.
Doc, can you let me know when it's a quarter to 10, please, so that I can head back? I'm doing a B-roll for, our series coming up on Discovery.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Bill,
Yeah.
would you call me, please? Doc, I gotta hand this over to you for a minute.
Okay.
We are broadcasting live on our YouTube channel.
All right.
And if I can get this to behave here, let me see if I can get it.
Well, I'm kind of running blind since I can't see your screen, so
Yeah. Well,
I
we've
guess
got
I could do a rundown. I mean,
yeah, why don't we do
got
that?
that.
Because
All right.
I'm kind of stuck on something here.
all righty. Well, what we have is we've got the 940, the Kruger Tuned Racing EC car. That's a Volvo 940. We've got him in the lead. Now, that is an EC class car. We've got GWR, that E30, running in second place. We got Team Sahlen's Ketchup car running in third. JSK Racing in fourth. Whoa, we just had a change for the lead. GWR has taken over the lead. So I predicted they would do quite well. The car came out of the box. It was a totally new car after the Watkins Glen race last year when they totaled their existing E3 in the last corner there. We've got 9-4 Motorsports running in fifth place with the 840 car. That's the SC300 version. They are also running another car, the 83, which is the Toyota Supra version of that platform. We've got number 799 Last Minute Racing running in fifth place. Visceral Racing Group in that Porsche 944 running in seventh. Pulit's Eye Racing running in eighth. Auto Spec Racing in ninth. And the Tuttle Motorsports number 108 car has moved up to 10th place. So they started well down in the field, but again, I've spoken several times about it, but I expect a real sense of urgency today to get front. Hopefully stay there.
Thanks for that, Doc. Yeah, we should be live now on Facebook Live, so thanks for we had a technical glitch up here and lost our feed there, but glad you're coming back online. So Doc, you should be able to find that feed if you're monitoring that. Okay. So coming up at 9:30, just a half an hour into the contest here, and Garino Watson Racing has taken the lead of this race with Kruger Tune right behind them, and then Sahlen Ketchup still in P3. This would be a heck of a race of redemption for these guys if they could come out and win the race today, don't you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, after they completely rebuilt a new car after Watkins Glen last year, and they won with their first race with it, I believe. But since then, it's not been all that great for them. So I think this and Huggins' car is probably two of the most developed E30s out there. So
Here, a little bit of protest there from the tires heading into that final corner right up against the Armco.
yeah, he's getting his money's worth out of that turn, isn't he?
Well, that's why he's leading this race. And
Yeah.
you're looking at, by the way, if you're an e-racing fan, still in the pits with that BMW, hood up, door open. Looks like the driver may have gotten out. So some early problems for the e-racing team.
That's terrible.
Fortunately, it's early in the weekend, and it's a good crew. They usually have a lot of spare parts with them, so hopefully they'll be able to get back out and still have a go of it.
Yeah, I don't know if Elon has his regular crew up there. When they were looking at the front of that car with the engine, with the hood up, I didn't recognize any of those guys, and I know most of its crew pretty well.
On board with the team currently in P3, Team Sahlen, who's our sponsor for this weekend, our race sponsor. The Sahlen team, of course, we enjoyed some of those hot dogs yesterday after practice. So we had our practice day yesterday for about 5 hours of 4 or 5 hours. I guess it was from 1 to 5, so it would have been 4 hours of track time. And so that was a lot of fun. It was great to get out there and get acclimated. And unfortunately, a couple guys, we had a couple blown engines during the practice time. But yeah, that was Friday. This is today. We're going racing here, and look at them split, heading down. Heading down into the heel of the boot. Now piloting that Mazda RX-7 up to 9A, where we have a camera planted.
I'm going to step away for a quick minute there, Paulie.
Yep. We got 9-4 Motorsports here, and their 84 Toyota Supra, the number 83 car, another car that's been very competitive. We've seen in podium positions multiple times, hustling that car around the racetrack. E-Racing still in the pits at this time. Jerry Enger behind the wheel of the Biohazard Racing 91 MR2. Splitting two drivers as he comes up through the field. Now heading down into the bus stop here, the bus stop chicane. This will be a right-hander. It's actually very fast through here. Doing a nice job eating those curbs on the way in. Textbook line through the bus stop for Biohazard Racing. Passing on the outside, heading down into the laces of the boot. Begin to trail brake and turn into the left here, taking the inside. And then ease into the power as the car tracks out very nicely, going down into the toe. You pick up a lot of grip here. Going into this corner, you can see it's uphill and banked. We have a car off driver's left coming out of the toe of the boot. We can expect that's going to be an issue as he goes down into the heel here. Chasing down one of the winged BMWs, it looks like, just up ahead. So it's GWR up front, just turning the fastest lap time of the day. They've now carved it down to a 2:15.279. Krieger Racing in second, or maybe Kruger Racing in tuned racing in second. Team Sahlen Ketchup in third. It's JSK Racing in fourth. 9-4 Motorsports, the number 840 car, in P5. Visceral Racing Group in P6, Last Minute Racing in P7th, and then it's the two Tuttle Machines holding 8th and 9th spot with the 107 car in 9th, and then it's the 177 third gear poles in P10. Again, a look from our bus stop camera. Although it's designed to slow the cars down, and it does, it's a very fast section of the racetrack. .94 Motorsports, the number 83 car.
pick up a car.
So just got word we're going to be going yellow here shortly to pick up a car. We have another car coming into the pits right now.
Just hold on, don't say that. These cars getting ready.
Looks like the 911 car coming into the pits right now. Okay, they are full course caution right now. So we're going to step away for commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay with us, everybody. Discovery Parts is a veteran-owned racing and safety equipment company located inside Atlanta Motorsports Park in Dawsonville, Georgia. We take pride in being a reseller of the best of the industry to Champ Car teams and drivers. We know racing, love racing, and look forward to tomorrow to even more racing. Visit us at discoveryparts.com. Well, if you want to get involved in Champ Car on our Sim series, you can go to ChampCar.org and find out how you can get involved through our iRacing series. We've got leagues both on the West and East Coast, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good way to get involved and get started racing in the Sims.
I enjoy the Champ Car racing so much, and I think the new name is the right move, because I've been watching as the series evolved. Cars are getting better and better and better. It's perfectly natural. And it's cool that you can be called Champ Car. What a great name.
I know. One of the cool things about this is just, pure racing. This is kind of like, it's different than when you're, a young kid racing go-karts, right. But, everybody's here for the fun of driving, for competing, and it's cost effective, and you can learn a lot. That's really why I wanted Kanan to do this event, is so that he could gain some experience and see some things on the racetrack that he might not otherwise get the opportunity to see.
So part of our mission is to use this as a starting point for young racers, even old race car drivers, so they can possibly move up. Do you see, is that a good place to start?
I think it's a great way, just because, in this category, there's not a whole lot of technology. Right now you see some of the kids that are coming up through the ranks, the pro ranks and all that kind of stuff, whether it be formula cars or sedans. A lot of them have never driven a 8-speed transmission. So, they don't know what heel toe is. The computers are taking over everything. So this kind of goes back to the day where you had to have mechanical sympathy. You had to know how to use your brakes, heel toe, be able to run an hour, 2 hours without missing a shift. So I think it's a great way for all drivers to gain a lot of mileage and experience without, having to spend a boatload of money.
And we're full course caution here at Watkins Glen International, on board with the number 59 Star T Racing team in their Nissan Sentra. There you can see just off to the driver's left there.
That looks like it's in the S's.
No, I don't think so. I think this is coming. I think this is coming into the heel of the boot. It's coming out of the toe. I'm just guessing. I just got a quick glance at it.
Right. I just noticed that the guardrails are awfully close. So I was up upstairs lobbying for breakfast. I've managed to convince these folks that are up here at the lake house for Memorial Day weekend that what I'm actually doing is actual work. I don't know if they're buying it, but I think they are.
If you can convince them, because we cannot convince our bosses that what we're doing is work, because they know better. So, but maybe you can convince them.
Yeah, and of course I'm busted if any one of them is tuned into this. Right. I told them last night, yeah, I'll be live from downstairs, you know, and that was met with great indifference. I think they listen to me talk enough.
I see.
I can't say that I blame them. Looks like we're back to green.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Just thought I saw them ramp up speed there, but they may be trying to catch up.
Yeah, I missed the car being towed behind the wall. There is a car being towed behind the wall. E-Racing is no longer in their pit stall.
That could be good or that could be bad.
We got a Camaro that's also smoking heavily on track, which they're going to black flag. It's not the orange one, but the two-tone white on black.
The two-tone white on black is smoking heavily. The Camaro, which will be black flagged. Also, the number 684 pickup truck is coming into the pits.
246 is actually in pit lane with the hood up and about 4 guys underneath it. The Z3.
That's the 2000 Chevy S10. And also the number 246 Tomlinson Motorsports BMW Z3 is in the pits. We've got it. Looks like one of the Hondas coming into the pits as well. We'll get you a number on that when they come by. That's the number 279 car. That's arrived. That's the Widowmaker number 90 or 1990 Honda Civic, the 279 car. On board with Biohazard Racing, the team that won the championship last year. They were in the pits earlier. And we'll see if we can find out what the story was there. Just moments after the start of this race. But currently it's GWR Racing that's up front, with Cougar Tuned Racing in second, Team Celine Ketchup in third. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. Champ Car Endurance Series is sponsored by RVA Graphics and Wraps, a custom graphics shop that specializes in the design and production of the best quality made-to-order vehicle graphics. And by Lifeline. Lifeline uses the latest technology in motorsport fire suppression and extinguishing and is the leader of in-car fire safety systems using Novec and Triple F foam. And Willwood Disc Brakes. Willwood Engineering is a global leader and manufacturer of high-performance, original equipment disc brake solutions. And Cool Shirt Systems. Cool Shirt's personal cooling systems, vests, and garments offer comfort, safety, mobility, and durability when performance matters. And Maxxis Tires. Maxxis Tires International is committed to delivering high-performance, affordable tires to the world. And Frozen Rotors. Premium cryogenically treated brake pads and brake rotors by Diversified Cryogenics. And OMP Sport, one of the world's leading manufacturers of safety equipment and tuning accessories. And by Racing Radios, the leader in racing communications worldwide, providing quality and affordable communication systems for racers and fans alike. And DiscoveryParts.com, offering the best in auto safety racing apparel.
So we had the...
Hang on, so it's the Utah race coming up. 24 hours of racing, summer of 24, summer of 24s, as we're calling it. It's the Rocky Mountain 24, Utah Motorsports Campus, July 28th and 29th. So we hope you'll join us for that. Sorry, the music was a little bit loud. Go ahead, Doc.
We just had somebody on Facebook, Sylvia, is asking about the Red Cow team. I show them running in 87th position. That's car number 727, a BMW 325i.
Yeah, again, thanks for asking. And by the way, if you want to follow along timing and scoring with your favorite team, you can go to the racehero.io website and just look for the Champ Car Endurance Series race in the list, select it, and then you can scroll through the list and look for your favorite teams to see how they're doing today.
So we were talking about e-racing. They're down in 94th position, having completed 4 laps. So Troy's car was also in the biohazard car. I show them running in 58th position with 14 laps completed, while our leader has completed 15.
Yeah, we've got a few more cars coming into the pits here. There you can see a nice look from one of our RoboCams provided by Logitech, facing down at the start-finish line.
Has Bill joined you up in the booth?
Yeah, Bill's up here.
All right, well, I was supposed to give him a notice at 8:45.
I'm sorry, say again?
I was supposed to give him notice at 8:45 to head to the tower.
Oh, so you have notice at 8:45 to head to the tower, even though it's 9:45.
Thank you.
9:45,
Time change.
8:45.
Time zone
Yeah.
change.
I'm a couple of years behind at this point.
Car 790 and 133 are both in the pits right now. And we're still under full course caution here.
246 Z3 is with the nose up in the air now. One guy underneath the car, 3 on top in the engine, 4 in the engine.
Saw a car coming out of the paddock area back onto pit row. It was a white car. It might have been Alon's car. I'm not quite sure.
So you can see quite a few teams are peeling off into the pits now.
Yeah, it seems like we've had a high level, high number of cars pitting early. This is way too early to be pitting, although in a 7-hour race, you can argue it doesn't hurt you as much.
268 Miata. Car 268 is in the pits.
So looking at our list, our running order right now, car number 108, 107, those are the 2 Tuttle Motorsports cars have climbed up into 8th and 9th place. So they started rather well back in the field. I'm really impressed with the Sahlen's Ketchup car. They started down in 16th place, and they are running in 3rd place right now.
You can see the Greeno Watson team leading this race and scrubbing those tires to try to get maintain that heat, so they'll be ready to go back to racing. And it'll probably be last minute. That truck is going to dive into the pits and then they'll likely go green, so they won't have time to warm those tires afterwards. He's going to have to get to it quick. It was looking out here. It was looking down here. Yeah.
I wonder when you break away if it loses it.
All right, folks.
Other team that's doing pretty well up there is JSK Racing. This is, I see in my records, this is their first visit to Watkins Glen. They're running in 4th place in that Nissan Maxima.
All right, pace car is in the pits, and we are back to green. And the Biohazard MR2 has a big run on the GWR car coming down into P turn 1, and he makes the pass. Yeah, he's trying to get that lap back, and this car has the wheels. GWR trying to set up a nose going into 2. The MR2 having no part of it. Going to mid-track it through here and rocket down this straightaway here. And this is where the legs of the MR2 are really going to come on strong. Going to head into the pits at full tilt, or not the pits. The gets passed again by another car too.
That's the Volvo.
Volvo very strong.
Racing.
And slams the door on the Volvo going into the bus stop. Another door slam going in there. On board with the Biohazard machine, currently leading this race. No, I wouldn't say they're leading. They're down a lap.
No,
I take that back. Excuse me. They're just out in front. Now this is the time when Biohazard wants to see a full course caution.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of the move that our bank.
Oh, a little loose there. Gathers it up. Go ahead, Doc.
No, I was just saying kind of the move that our bank pulled on McKibbins last year at this race when he got his lap back. Pace car came out and picked him up. But yeah, McKibbins wants to get back on that lead lap for sure.
He really does.
And he was in the perfect position to do so.
And we're getting a report that the yellow Salines car is rolling very slowly. That would be the ketchup car.
No, the yellow one, that's the mustard car.
Or excuse me, mustard. I don't know my colors.
The other yellow.
You're getting your condiments mixed up.
Who has yellow ketchup? I don't know.
New invention.
You probably shouldn't eat that.
Well, I mean, who would paint a car yellow in the first place?
This is going to be big going down into turn 1. We'll see what happens here.
GWI up.
Oh, he gets around a back marker. Here's the Biohazard machine stuck on the outside. GWR forces the issue. Gets by. Mid-tracks it coming out to guard that inside line, and then stays right for corner 4 as the power of that MR2 comes on. And he's able to come up alongside the GWR car. We'll see where they are going into the bus stop. Here we are into the bus stop. Clean pass by the MR2. Go ahead, Doc.
Both these drivers know what's at stake here. You guys, if you can keep Troy a lap down, you have to keep him a lap down.
He's going to try and pinch down under the inside. Oh, and they're door handle to door handle heading down into the laces of the boot. And this is really sketchy for the MR2, trying to hold the inside line at speed. They both wash out to track out. Neither one of them gets a good run heading down into the toe. And whereas this part of the racetrack is ideal for the BMW, it's not quite as easily managed by that shorter wheelbase MR2, even though it's a better balanced race car overall. Now going down into the heel of the boot. It's up the hill. It's very fast braking section. This is actually a very fast corner through here. And now a slower competitor up ahead. Poses no problems. GWR doesn't quite get the car hustled all the way out to the far track right. Up through 9A nicely. Through this very fast left-hander. Most teams don't even lift through here. And now it's this final corner taking us back onto the front straightaway. We'll see who makes it into turn 1 this time. rocketing down the straightaway here, past the start-finish line, down into turn 1. And it's the MR2 that manages to hold off the BMW going into turn 1. So here's your current race running order, folks, as it stands right now. There's your top 16. We've got GWR, Garino Watson leading the race, their fastest lap time, also the FTD of the race with a 2:15.2. Kruger Racing in P2, Team Celine's Ketchup in 3rd, JSK Racing in 4th, 81 Junction in 5th, Tuttle Motorsports in 6th, the 108 car. Then it's the 9-4 Motorsports car, the 840 in P7, Visceral Racing Group and their Porsche 944 in P8.
Yeah, look who's in 9th.
Our-Bank Racing, number 90. Good old Jerry in P9. Who would have thought? And then it's the 107 Tuttle Motorsports car in 10th. So there's your current running order as things stand, unofficially, of course, from the RaceHero.io application.
Doesn't look like the Biohazard car can stretch out.
All right, guys, so we got a lot of exciting races. I'm going to go ahead and step away and go join my team down in the pits. Bill Strong is here, and he's going to take over.
Lord help us.
Doc's going to have his little
That means you're supposed to talk, Phil.
There's the chat for YouTube. You can see your comments.
All right. Where's Bio's car?
Just scroll down.
All right, hey guys, this is Bill Strong with ChampCar.live. I'm taking over for Paulie while Paulie goes and has all the fun now. You got me there, Doc?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, we are in Biohazard following the GWR BMW E30.
This has been a great battle for a couple of laps. Biohazard desperately wants this lap back so he can get back on the lead lap. And GWR, those guys know Troy's car is quite capable of winning this race.
Right.
So they're doing everything they can to keep him behind.
And that's Jerry Anger, our board of director, in the car now in the Biohazard MR2.
This has been a great battle. See the strengths of the car.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm learning how to switch here, switch the cameras. The little slip up there with the E30, he understeered a little bit into that corner, under braking, gets around the MR2. Whoa! Jerry comes a little wide there and pushes the GWR E30 out to the inside of the track, pulls away a little bit. That slowed up the E30.
Yeah, Jerry's been pretty aggressive with some of these passes.
Jerry is a very aggressive driver. It's historically known. He's good, he's clean, but he's very aggressive.
Well, and frankly, he's got to be right now.
Yep.
He just lap back.
Yeah, he wants it back in a big way. I keep messaging Troy to find out why they came in. Wait, he might have answered. Let me go back to that here. Transponder wasn't working. That's what happened.
Gotcha. Well, and you can work with race control to get that lap back.
Yeah, you know it's an MR2, so they're going to add laps. You know, that's the way it works, right?
Right.
Is Troy pulling away? I think Troy has the faster straightaway speeds because the E30 catches up into the corners and into the S's here. Let's see what happens to the S's. This is where I would pull on Troy right up through here. I don't think Troy's car is very balanced going through the S's. He thinks it is, but he's never driven my car on this track. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, because I think that the E30 can brake a lot later than what Jerry's braking. Let's see. I bet he catches him. Yeah, slower traffic kind of screwed that one up.
Yeah, we've seen GWR brake a lot more effectively than Troy, but then when he hits the straightaways, and that car just went on out.
Yeah, he's on the inside, not giving up. Oh, he's off road. He's off onto the curbing. He makes a pass. He's shoved Biohazard into the slower traffic. Whoa! Whoa!
Fun to watch.
Weaving in and out of the traffic. That is some racing right there. Let's see where Troy is, right behind him. He got stuck. He lost a lot of space.
Yeah,
gained a lot of space.
I don't think there was room on the inside for Biohazard
nope.
to match those moves that GWR was making.
Nope. Oops,
All right, Bill,
yeah.
You got it for a second. I got to keep my lap records.
You keep your lap records. All right, so we're on board GWR Racing. It's a 1987 BMW 325IS, number 991, as you can read below. And as Paulie's getting ready to head out of the building here, he's going to head down to his race car and help his team out. Thanks, Paulie, for giving us a hand here, getting the show started and running through some of our problems. Whoa, he's coming up on a Honda Integra right there. Goes to the right of him, coming down the front straightaway. And it's coming up on another winged E30. That's a weird winged one. They have the wing mounted at the front of the trunk, but their testing said that's what was working for them, so we don't argue with that.
Well, I was going to try that old, yarn trick at NCM during the test and tune day because we've got a wing now. We didn't run it at Daytona or Charlotte because we had no data on it.
Yeah, you know that, you put tufts of yarn all over your car, you end up just leaving tufts of yarn all over the racetrack.
Well, I mean, we're going to tape them down pretty good. Mount a couple of GoPros back there to see what Mir's doing.
Yeah,
and we'll go around and look at some of the other cars because NCM is attracting a very strong field since our first national championship.
Right.
So we're just going to go around and steal from the best.
That's the way to do it.
Because that was part of the first, our first, what did we call it last night? That's Inside Champ Car.
Oh yeah, Inside Champ Car.
That was one of the discussions. Is like, look, these guys like Will with GWR and Brian Tuttle and Alon.
Whoa! Troy or Jerry got that car a little sideways, understeered into the coming out of the toe of the boot, and he lost a lot of ground there.
So they're looking at a lot of cars and thinking, well, these guys don't really know what they're doing. So you can hurt your car with aero as well as. All
right, sorry folks, we just we're having some issues with our stream.
Do it again for Facebook.
So we have to. There we go. So when did this happen? So it's about every 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes. All right, we should be going. All right, so we're not running here. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, folks, we are back. We're sorry about that. We're having some technical difficulties. For you folks that are technically minded, we have an issue with the internet here at Watkins Glen. It's actually fairly decent internet. The only problem is we have to use Wi-Fi, and we think the Wi-Fi here is kind of unstable and not conducive to transmitting a live broadcast. So every 30 minutes or so, we'll figure this out. In about 30 more minutes, we might have the same issue. So we'll just go back and restart and get it going. So We're on board the Biohazard Racing Toyota MR2, following our leader, which is the GWR, Guino Watson Racing, and Bio makes the pass on the inside. And that's Jerry Anger driving the car in Biohazard. Oh, these guys are fighting tooth and nail. Trulio is trying to get his lap back. He had to come in for a transponder not working, and so he's waiting for a yellow to come out so that he can get his lap back.
So now, typically, he'd be credited with that lap. So would he still be a lap down?
I don't know. Where are we on the?
And they just haven't updated it yet. They show him down in 43rd position with 21 laps credited, whereas the leader is on lap 22. Actually, this tripped and turned at lap 23.
I know that Troy was over talking to Mike Chiswick.
Right.
Just a little bit ago, so I don't know what was said, but you know, a lot of times the tower is kind of working issues out with cars stalled on track, and so they may, I don't know, they may don't know what they're going to do.
I mean, typically they'll work with you if your transponder isn't working. We have other ways to track your cars. So. And the beginning of a race is very busy, like you said, from timing and scoring.
Yeah, Troy said his transponder was not working and they lost a lap because of it. So, I don't know. We'll see.
So theoretically, this could be a battle for the lead.
For the lead, that's right. So it's one of those things that you just got to keep fighting. Here, Doc, you take over for a second. I got to fix something here. Hold on.
Okay. So anyway, it just saw GWR dive down to the inside of a corner, leaving Biohazard on the outside. So it's back in the lead. We can't quite see where, can't tell from the screen exactly where Biohazard is in relation. But this battle's been going on for a good 15 minutes now, pretty intensely. Each car has its own strength. The GWR car is very good under braking. But looks like the Biohazard MR2's got him a little bit on top end.
All right, we're back.
They've both been using traffic to their advantage.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Paulie's workflow is a little different than mine, so I'm having to rearrange a few things.
There's a car stopped on the inside of the inside of that last turn, so I don't know if we're going to see a...
Yeah, there you can see the control folks down there, and to the right of me, they are working feverishly, talking to the corner workers. Let me see if the pace truck is up. Yep, so the pace truck's in our servers again. I'm sorry, folks. We were pulling them back. All right, Doc, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, we lost our servers again. We got that restart thing again going on, so we should be back here in just a second, and we're back. So I can't tell who's up front here. So Troy may have got his lap back.
I sure don't see the GWR car in front of him.
Yep,
Nope.
Troy.
There's Troy, 2 cars up.
Yep. It's actually Jerry Anger drive. Nope, that's a Honda. It looks like that's not Biohazard.
All right, looked a little green from my angle.
I don't have eyes on him. They should be coming around here soon. Full course yellow, full course yellow.
Yeah, there was a car stopped precariously next to a guardrail. Couldn't tell which one. It looked like a Camaro, I believe.
Okay, we're looking for them to come around here.
There it is.
Yep,
right
I just saw that. Yep.
Seemed to me it looked like a Camaro, but I couldn't really tell.
Camaro, Hondas, they all look alike.
Hondas, Camaros.
Yeah, don't start the hate mail, please. Oh, we just had a car was coming out of the pit lane, and the pit truck or the pace truck could not get around the car. So hopefully they can pick up the leader.
Now, what was that Porsche just blew past GWR?
I don't know.
See him off to there?
I'm actually looking out the window right now. So
look at your monitor. That Porsche just blew past GWR to take position behind the pace car. So I would think he would give that back here.
well, he's trying to pass the pace car.
He just did pass the pace car. What the?
I don't know. Hey, let me.
That's a pretty gutsy move.
Yeah.
Shall we say?
Well, they may have told.
Now I could see if he was in front of GWR and behind the pace car.
But he passed.
Him a way around, but
Yeah.
he passed GWR.
Yep.
So there's another car off to the right there. I don't know who.
All right,
that
keep
was.
talking.
Couldn't see it, but there's evidently a couple of cars stranded out on course right now that they're going to be picking up. Looks like the Kruger Turned racing car, the Volvo, has come into the pits. He's dropping positions rapidly. So I can see a pit stop here. We're about an hour and 15 minutes into the race.
Yeah, that Porsche was not supposed to do that. So,
I bet it wasn't.
hey, what number was that? Do you remember?
I do not know. It was a red Porsche 944, and there's not that many Porsches in the I believe that's what it was.
What number? Yeah, we're looking to see what car that is. Because we are race officials, we have to report these when we see it. So. Five one four. Dana, 514. Yeah, that was the 541. Or sorry, 514. Yeah, 514. It's a 924.
Oh, I was close. I said a 944. You don't see too many 924s in our series.
I don't see what the difference was. Well, the 924 didn't they have a 924 with a wide body on it?
It beats me.
They got the 9-4 team is in pit lane right now. They're doing a fuel stop, put a new driver in. They're coming up at an hour and a half. This car has supposedly some pretty quick drivers in it.
So that was the 514, the high.
Yes, 514.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool. Passing under yellow to try and get your lap back, and then going around the pace truck.
Yeah, that's a pretty gutsy move.
So my experience here was, I think it was our third race here. We were in the lead, and the pace truck picked up the wrong vehicle, the one behind us.
Right.
And then the promoters weren't our normal folks here, and they didn't give me my lap back. I was still upset about that. I wouldn't have won that race. We ended up having some mechanical issues, but
yeah, but still.
yeah, who knows? I could have won it all. I'm just kidding. So our inside Champ Car show last night was pretty awesome. I hope you guys watched it. Here's GWR. They're now in pit lane. Uh-oh.
They're talking to each other and looking at the dash, so.
I wonder what's up there. So it's Team Sahlen Ketchup is now shown in the lead.
All right, the driver's going to get out. They're going to go ahead and do this as a regular stop, it looks like. But they're not doing any fueling because you see drivers, he's got his visor up. There's looking at the dash, no helmet at all. So looks like it's not a routine stop, as it were.
Nope.
That's going to hurt.
Uh-oh. Paulie gave me a laptop up here, but no power.
Uh-oh.
All right, where we got?
You're going to need that.
Keep talking. I'm looking at a blank corner. Let's go to
Well, there'll be somebody along in that corner sooner or later. Don't go to yourself.
Now, yeah, I almost did that.
There goes a car on a flatbed.
Yeah.
So there were a couple of cars. We don't know how many picked
So
up.
they're looking behind the dash there. What's up with that?
Yeah, they sure are. And I guess this would be the right approach, is to fix your problem and then start fueling.
Yeah.
This is awfully hard to look around with a helmet on.
Yeah.
And it gets pretty hot pretty quick. So Brian Tuttle, now that's that car starting. I wonder if he had starter problem. Revving the engine.
Yeah.
The hood goes back down. He's killed the car again. Looks like he's getting out, so now they're going to do their regular stop.
All right.
Now, what's a...
Yeah, they're yelling fuel. They're yelling fuel.
There goes another car on the
Yeah,
road.
I just saw that. So I have my reading glasses on, so I can't see outside. So are we back to green? Because they seem to be going pretty quick here. So we're on board the 9.4 Toyota Supra.
They do look like they're back up to race pace, doesn't it?
We still got a yellow flag out, so they just may be catching up with the pack.
Okay, that's true. And we do ask that you do that. Don't be a second pace car. It's very unsafe.
So we're going to go on board with our leader right now. This is the Sahlen Ketchup car. It's the all-red 1988 Mazda RX-7 Gen 2. They call those Gen 2s? What do they call those RX-7s?
I call them RX-7.
Yeah. Well, there was so much development on these chassis done. Mazda wanted to make the car world class, and they did. That car went out and pretty much won everything when it came out.
So now, of course, now to explain this, we've had this come up before. All right, so the pace car picked up the leader. The leader pitted. Obviously, the pace car cannot go in there into the pits. So every car moves up. So while this is our leader, there are other cars in front of them. They're not going to wave those cars past. This isn't NASCAR.
Right. Yeah, they don't get a freebie.
No.
Yep.
I'm kind of impressed with the Sahlen car. It's a B-class car.
Well, this is the Nanamakers driving it. I don't know which one's driving. I know Joe was going to be driving at one point.
Right.
I asked him, I said, which car is going to do the best? And they said, this guy. And I said, well, why? Is that the one the boss isn't in? they busted out laughing. They said, no, that's the one the boss is in. So I said, oh, wait. Does that mean that it might be slower? No, but, because the bosses aren't always the quickest. But the Nana makers, they're all pretty quick. So, and they're proving it by leading this race right now. So,
well, I mean, you look at our top 10, there's several familiar teams. Guess who's in second place? That'd be your 108.
Yeah, the Tuttle Motorsports.
JSK, we've seen them up at the front. R-Bank Racing, guess what? In fifth.
Yeah.
Go figure.
So, back to Tuttle. So last night he was saying that those guys cannot be hitting the curbing.
Right.
They need to stay off the curbs, because if they hit the curbs, they were breaking axles, and they were running out of axles from yesterday's event practice. And he was pretty adamant. He was pointing at his sons and his son-in-law, and say, "Stay off those darn corners." Except he used other words.
Right.
And so the inside Champ car, we recorded that. That will be up on YouTube later on this week.
It's not necessarily PG rated.
Nope. It is PG rated, PG-13 for F-bombs littered. There was a bunch of alcohol being drunk too, which made it even better, because it seemed like Mr. Tuttle, when he the more he drank, the more came out about his cars, which made it really interesting. So
go figure.
Yeah, it was funny, and
it was pretty entertaining.
Yep.
So down in sixth place, we've got the 9-4 Motorsports, that SC300. Damson Racing, remember them from Charlotte? They're running in 8th place, and look who's there in 10th place. Simon Says.
Yep.
So we're seeing a lot of teams that we expect to see near the front. Bimmerline's up there in 11th. Visceral Racing Group in that 944's in 12th.
Well, GWR just headed back out. He's coming up the heel of the boot now, trying to catch up to the field.
Gotcha. Yeah, that slight delay in the pits kind of cost him. We'll see where he rejoins this race, but I suspect he's probably lost a lap. I show him down in 30th place on lap 26, where I was on lap 27.
Wait a second. If Sahlen's is in first,
yes.
Why is Bio ahead?
Well, because, again, they're not going to wave those cars by when GWR pitted.
Right.
So, and
where's the pace truck? Oh, you must be ahead of them there.
Yes.
Okay. Let me go find out exactly what's going on with Troy's car. So it may not be annotated up into the numbers there.
We know Race Central's been busy, so race control. So there's a sweeper truck on track there off to the left. We got some oil on the track or other fluids. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Troy did. Race control normally work with the team when you have transponder issues. So we do have other ways to track where your car is. I would imagine that 924 that passed the leader and then passed the pace car, I imagine they got a rather stern talking to on at pit end. And that's where you're generally held for infractions out on the track, like contact, that sort of thing, passing the pace car.
All right. Got some word on that. So he was giving back 4 laps. The is there one in there? You want it? Oh, sorry. Dana walked by. He looked in my bag of donuts, and there's only half a donut in there, and he got really upset. So I talked to our timing and scoring.
Yeah.
And he said that they gave back 4 laps.
Right.
That was what he used an X2. Now, X2 transponders we've been having issues with, not always working correctly.
Yeah, that's a subscription-based transponder, right?
Yep. So it's not our fault. So either they didn't set it up correctly, and you know, you got to pay the subscription, so that's not our fault. So we'll give them back up to a certain point, but we're not going to take away their time in the pits fixing it. So that set him back. So I think that's what Troy was talking about, and Michael explained to him that, you know, nope, sorry, man, you need to choose the right transponder. I think. I mean, we still recommend the X. You know, it's on in our rule book. The X2's on there, so I don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it, and later on this week, and we'll find out. Do we need to make recommendations saying, hey, don't use the X2 at certain tracks?
Well, I don't see a lot of X2s being run. When you look at final results of races, normally it has a subscript that shows X2. But, I mean, I have one of the old style, and from what I've heard, I don't know this other than hearsay, is that the original non-subscription based transponders, you can get a bit of some money for those things.
Yeah. So we're riding on board the Star T Racing Nissan Sentra. And we're still under yellow.
It seems like we have an awful lot of cameras that are still working.
Yep, that's good.
Yes. Now if we could just get our feed to stay up for a while.
Yeah. I don't know what's up with that. I think, you know, sometimes the Wi-Fi settings or Wi-Fi isn't as stable as we'd like it to be.
Right. Well, neither are we.
Yeah, true. All right, let's take a look at where we are here.
Looks like it's up now. It's still running,
So all our track cameras are still running. I got 2 track cameras out there. I wanted to put more, but unfortunately I ran out of cameras. I thought putting them in cars was probably the best thing to do.
Yeah, and it seems like the cars are sticking with us pretty well.
So e-racing, those guys are still working on their car. That doesn't look too good.
No.
Don't know what's up with that. Somebody's working down underneath the passenger seat there, the footwell, and somebody else is working on the exhaust. That's the exhaust side of the engine, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Yep. So that's looking at turn 1.
That's also on the right side up there in where the glove compartment would be. That's
right.
U is. Of course your crank sensor is over there on the right. All your fuel injectors are on the right. That's the exhaust side of the car. So.
Right. So you can see Mike Chiswick there walking over to the left-hand corner. He's walking. It's kind of hard, but contrast is a little high on that. I'll try and fix that a bit later. Let's go back up to our leader. Oh, sorry, I got to remember how to switch. It's different than the software that I run, so switching is a little different. We've upgraded our software to more of a pro setup, and there's still a learning curve.
Yeah, but the transitions are a lot quicker now.
Yeah, well, that's that Threadripper that we're running.
That's all hardware stuff. You might as well be speaking Chinese to me.
It's mega fast.
Yes. It's fast, I understand. My car doesn't. But no.
Uber fast. It's like an MR2 on steroids.
Oh, Lord.
It's like no. Oh, well, did you notice we talked last night about the SC300 on our Inside Champ Car? Now, you can actually go through and view this. If you have a Facebook membership, you can go to Champ Car Endurance Series, our Facebook page, and you can review last night's show. It was about 1 hour and 5 minutes long. We talked about everything, especially Brian Tuttle and his 40-gallon fuel tank that he has in his car. And the more he drank, the bigger his fuel tank got, let me tell you.
Yes.
That was awesome. He was epic.
He pretty much dominated the conversation.
Yeah. And then we had we talked to Will Guano about his car and aero, the advantages of having aero and the disadvantages to having aero. Yep. So lap speed, stuff like that. It was pretty good. We're gonna redo. We're gonna do another session of Inside Champ Car. We're gonna do it at the NCM race coming up. All right, let's see.
We're back to green.
We are back to green. You can see him sitting there on the rev limiter as he went down the straightaway, and he's coming up on Biohazard right now.
All right, I got to do my lap counts.
Yep,
here.
you do your lap counts. And this is from the Sahlen's Ketchup RX-7. They're going into the S's, the uphill S's, which to me is the funnest part of the track. In traffic, not so much fun because there's not a lot of space there to move around. And
no, it gets clogged up if something happens pretty quick.
Yeah. Where'd Biohazard go? Bio pulled away from him. There's Troy. Jerry Inger's actually driving the car. Sitting there. You can see the orange light on his car. That's, I don't know what that's for. I forget. I think if that light goes out, it's bad.
So I thought the funniest thing
On me. So I'm thinking it has to do with bandwidth.
Right.
And guess what? It's 30 minutes.
So every 30 minutes we seem to lose it.
Yep. But we're recording live here, and if we'll re-upload this, guys, probably on Wednesday, and
yeah, it'll be up on YouTube.
yeah. We're really sorry about this. Some of this we didn't have enough bandwidth on wired internet to run the show, but we do have enough on the Wi-Fi that they have here, which they have taken priority. Whoa, big bump! Which they and he goes to the inside. Now this is the new driver, his first racing lap out. It's interesting to see the different lines this guy takes compared to the driver that just got out. Let's go back up to our leader, which is the Team Sahlen catch-up car, the number 942 RX-7. He just gets passed by a Honda Civic. So we got a white BMW that's trying to leave pit lane right now, and he's smoking like crazy, and Dana just said, I do not want that guy going out until he gets his car not smoking. That's the Tuttle car right up in front there. Weaving back and forth a little bit. I don't really like that when cars do that as they go into the bus stop.
Well, you know, the Tuttle drivers have been accused in the past of not being the friendliest drivers.
Nope. Well, you know, they used to race in IMSA.
Right. Yeah. True.
And that's a little more serious when it comes to holding your lines.
I got to take a quick break, Bill.
All right, you take your break, boss. So I'll take this show over. Let's go into Biohazard, see what's going on with them. He's got nobody in front of him. We do have smoke in the car, though. That was interesting. That could have been under braking, hopefully, not due to the car itself. There's nothing really up front other than a brake lock up on the front right that would cause that kind of smoke to come into the car. And Jerry's still driving. Tell by the color of his gloves and his new racing suit. He says he's lost 7 pounds over the last 7 months, which is pretty darn good, especially for an old guy like Jerry. Okay, we got a yellow flag somewhere. Just trying to listen in on race control to find out where the yellow's at. Let's go into the 9.4 Toyota Supra. He's sitting behind a winged E30, it looks like. I needed to get that camera up higher. Sorry, folks, I didn't. Yeah, that's a GWR car. Pulling away a little bit. Here we are in a GWR. BMW E30. Winged, flat bottom, splitter, super aero car. Does quite well on tracks like this. Last year he was kind of running up front, towards the front, and tried to make a pass on somebody. Went 3 wide into out of turn 1, and made a miscalculation. Ended up bending the car in half on the last corner. It wasn't pretty. Everybody was all right, but except for the car. So we'll go back up to our leader. Oh, Tuttle Motorsports 108 just took the lead with Junction with number 81 Junction right behind him. Number 81 is a 1992 Honda Civic. They're now in second place. And the catch-up car is in third. Let's see what happened there. So we just saw the pass for second place. I missed that, but I saw the pass when Doc broke away. So we got Tuttle, Junction, the 942 Sahlen, JSK Racing in fourth, Team Octane 245. Let's see what 245 is. Team Octane. That's a cool name. That's a Mini Cooper. Their car was pretty cool looking down in Tech yesterday, and that's an EC car. So EC means they don't count. That's an exception class. They exceed the points limitations that we apply to the cars, but we allow them to race and have fun with us. And if we have I think it's 5 cars in the EC class, they get a trophy at the end of the day. And I believe we do have 5 EC cars this weekend. So 94 Motorsports. Which car is that? The 840, which I believe is the Lexus SC300 is in sixth place with Fast Hog, another EC car. They're in 7th place. Damsung Racing is in 8th. And Bimmerline with James Clay driving this weekend. James owns Lifeline and Bimmer World. He is just got back from the 24 hours at Nürburgring. Followed him online during that race, and he had a heck of a time. They had some mechanical issues, and I think if you call mechanical issues hitting fences, is that considered mechanical, Doc? Is he not there? It's just me. All right, so we're coming up on a little pickup truck there, a little Chevy pickup with a V6, and I think that's a pretty cool looking truck. It's a little step side, but it's all steel. I thought they'd be fiberglass. I think some of the trucks had fiberglass at one point, but that's all steel. Yeah, Racer Frank. Yeah, we know about the feed. We're having some technical issues with our feeds here at the track. They work really fine, and then all of a sudden they don't. So I have to go back through and restart the feeds. We're really sorry about that. It's something that's beyond our control. We're actually on a private network here at the track, but it still is having issues about every half hour. So, we just deal with it and we move on. So we'll restart the feeds as we get them. So if it goes blank on you or just stops, just hold on. We'll come back.
Is that happening on YouTube as well, Bill?
Yeah, it's all the feeds. So
okay.
Yeah, that's one we know it's a network-related issue. If it only happens on one, then it's a
right.
either mechanical issue on my end or Facebook or YouTube's issue. So, but these are both at the same time, so we know it's us.
Well, and Paulie's really good at stitching these back together and posting them up a couple of days. Yeah,
we record them locally, so we can just basically re-record it or replay it and then put it back up live. So.
And of course, we had those excellent race recap write-ups that here a few days after the race. I mean, they're fascinating read, just gripping, must read. So what do we got up here? Looks like Tuttle's taking over the lead.
Hey, Ron, thanks for watching our. Yeah, Tuttle did retake the lead. I like to say, hey, Ron Natio, thanks for watching us from Livonia, Michigan. Is there a way to know who the driver is? No, there isn't, Alex. That's in the other series, AER. They have their high-tech stuff. We don't do that, and right now, if we tried to do that with the amount of cars that we have in the series, racing this week, in 107 cars, I think started, 103 cars started, it would overwhelm our systems. Because we're still using X83s.
We have to kind of rely on the teams to post up their driver names on the dash.
Yeah.
We can read it.
And we ask him.
Dan King is saying, I think Team Sahlen's ketchup is spelled wrong on the in-car.
How do you...
It's mostly to keep us in line there, Dan. We've had problems before pronouncing Sahlen, so we've got it spelled up there phonetically.
Oh, that would be... Oh, wait. You know why? So, Paulie...
It's spelled phonetically.
Paulie can't say it. So, you know, we worked... So, yesterday we're driving around the track. I'm showing him around. And he physically cannot say Sahlen's. He would say it once and then couldn't say it again after that, which is pretty funny.
Well, I believe I had some problems with that, too, last year.
Yeah,
so
you did.
I don't think we can put it all on Paulie. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer either here.
All right, I have fixed that, hopefully. There we go. I'm learning.
So Paulie's going to come back and go, what the?
I should just spell everything wrong. He said, I didn't do this, Paulie did. Doc said to.
Yeah.
Wow,
sure.
Biohazard just went around that car so fast, going down a straightaway. Oh my goodness, that was...
I'm going to look up and see where he's running now. He's running up in 27th position now.
Well, he's moved up 20 positions, so...
UWR's running in 24th after... looks like they had a little bit of unexpected problems in the pit.
Whoops.
They were diagnosing something behind the dash and then went to their normal fueling stop.
Yeah, it looks like we lost our camera on the bus stop. I think that could have been heat. I did pack him up in a cooling suit, but that seems to not have worked. So we're looking at turn 9A. Used to be the old Sprint sign over there that was painted yellow when Sprint was with the other group. And every time you came around that corner, you'd see this yellow, and you'd lift every time, even though you knew, or I knew, this is me. Every time I saw that yellow, I'd lift, because there's also right in front of that sign was a flag stand. So you know, you saw yellow, you lift, and it's like, oh, why'd I do that? You know, and you lose momentum. Right.
So Danger Racing Group, I don't know which one of those guys chimed in on Facebook. Says Stockwalder write-ups are now more accurate and reliable than Bill's hardware. Ouch.
Yeah,
thanks, guys.
Danger Racing. Those guys are Army guys, so you know, technology. They're used to using shovels. So, and that's just to work on their helicopters they fly around in.
That was pretty cool. The flyover at Sharp.
It was.
That was awesome.
And I'd like to thank Derek for that. That was pretty awesome. Derek and all the men working with them. So they have an instruction book out, it looks like, on how to fix BMWs. So that's not good, right?
That's the Bentley manual right there.
But he doesn't. It's a BMW, not a Bentley.
Yes, but they're called the Bentley manuals.
Oh, okay.
I'm the author.
I know. I have one for my my BMW. That's not working.
Yes, now I heard last night on this Inside Champ car, that car is only like 8 hours away from being ready to race.
Yeah, 8 years ago. Yeah,
so,
it's one of those things. Like my wife blew up the engine. I bought a whoa, big lot. Whoa, we got a spin right in front of Sahlen.
Whoa. Yeah,
he made it around it. Let's go back to Biohazard, who I think is behind him. Let's see what they see. Come on, switch. They've already been past that point. Yeah, darn it, I lost that camera, so I can't go to that. So, what was I talking about? What were we talking about? I don't forget.
We were talking about, let's see, we were talking about racing group and the armies.
All right, you're getting all digital.
we were talking about your BMW.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I was trying to get out of that one.
Right.
So my wife blew up one of our BMWs. We had just bought a 2010 diesel or 2009 diesel. What is it? 330D, super fast car, and I still love to run one of those in the endurance series here. But 40 miles per gallon at 150 miles an hour, heck yeah. So so we had another one, a 330 XI that we'd had for years in 04, and she went to a lake with the kids, and I guess ended up the pressure tank blew up on it, and she just kept driving and driving. She was not going to stop. She wasn't going to stop for anything because she said it was out in the middle of nowhere. So she asked Ian, is this bad? And Ian said, as she said that, like smoke started pouring out, and you could hear things popping and doing all kinds of stuff, and then it came to a grinding halt, and he says, "Yep, I think that's bad."
Yeah, the answer was clearly.
So I was out in California at the time. I got a text from my wife saying, "Hey, is this bad when all the lights are on the dash?" And I thought she was joking. So, yeah, she wasn't. And the next text was, "It doesn't matter. Tow truck's on the way." Just like, what?
Right.
So I was just like, "Oh, this sucks." So got home, bought a new pressure tank for it, filled it up with water, and the whole head was bananaed. And as soon as I started up, you can see water pour out the center of the head. It was pretty funny.
That's the 994 Motorsports. That's
the Supra right in front.
Supra, yeah.
And he's getting passed by the. Can you believe that? An RX-7 is trying to pass a Toyota Supra. This is the internet's most favorite car due to Fast and the Furious.
Is that the 840? Or is that the 83?
That's the what? Oh, the 94. The 94.
Yeah. Because the number 840 is running in 7th place, so that's got to be the number 80.
It's the Supra. Let me look through here. I'm using Paulie's paperwork, so. Toyota Supra. That's the 83. So 83 okay. Is the Supra. Now what place is that one in there?
Let's see here real quick. He is boy, he's not popping up on my screen. I must have missed him. Hang on, let me look again.
Oh, we have help. Paulie is sending us notes, I just noticed. Did you see that?
I saw that, yeah, I saw that. I'm still trying to find the 83 car.
Dan King says, "Can I spell phonetically?" All right, that's funny, Dan. Yeah, so that's way. So you get my guys were like Sahlen. I forget how they said it last year, but it's like no, say S-A-Y, lens, say lens.
So Hammerhead's racing. This is their first race in a new car.
Cool.
One of the things with these huge fields that we get is awfully where it's running.
Right.
I get like on my iPad, which is what I use to view Race Hero and Race Monitor, I get like 20 cars per page. So with 110 cars more or less entered today, it's like 5 pages, so it's hard looking up another car. That's my sad tale.
Here's the Star T Racing Sentra, and they are what 59. What place are they in there?
Who Star Racing? Star T.
Star T, yeah.
Star T. Hey, this is hard. The 83, that car was running in
48th. Yeah, I just see that there. There's a Star T. They are in 52nd right now. They
Yep, there they are.
yeah, and that's a Nissan Sentra. Yeah, we saw a Sentra yesterday. They yep, there goes Biohazard. They came out from Michigan, and they had an issue with a rod that decided not to stay onto the crank and try to escape out the side of the block.
That's not good.
Yeah. So unfortunately,
that's not car specific. It's all cars.
Yeah, it does. And they were kind of upset. They'd gone all this way. There goes our leader.
Sure.
Just past the Star T, Nissan Sentra.
Hammerheads Racing, that car, that's a new build evidently. It's a BMW 325i, and they are running in 80th place.
So we're looking down here at turn. The wind's picked up a little bit outside, which is kind of cool. We've got overcast skies right now instead of the clear skies we had to start out this morning. The temperature, let me see what the temperature is outside. The temperature is currently, and of course I have to restart my phone to see that.
Thank you, sir.
It's actually warmer or cooler outside than it is in this this metal box we're sitting in right now, which I really hate.
I just had breakfast delivered to me.
77 degrees right now here at this track, and it's warming up. It's supposed to get pretty hot today into the 80s. We got cars coming into pit lane.
Well, that makes about sense. It's 10:52, so we're almost 2 hours into this race.
Yeah, so we should start seeing folks coming in. Oh, there's another screen I keep missing that I have. All right. So right now, I think the GWR car has FTD of the day. FTD is fastest time of the day at a 2:15, 2:79. And that's pretty darn quick compared to the rest of the top 10. And the only one even close to Tuttle did a 2:16. What did he say he did yesterday, a 2:12?
I believe that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the other folks are in the 2:21s for their fast time, so where's Bio on there? Bio's 2:15.7. So Bio's in the 2:15s as well, so we knew that Biohazard was going to be pretty quick. We got our Banks sitting at 2:15.9, so he's about third in our top speeds. So
well, that battle between GWR and McKibben's Biohazard, that was a fun battle there for a while.
Yeah, I know about the other camera being way smoother. So we can run them. I decided to try to run them at a higher resolution because it worked, but once the race starts, it's not so good. And some of these guys are actually using digital analog converters. We're just using phones for these races right now because I'm not able to get down into pit lane to fix our problems that we have with them and restart them as it happens. So because of that, I decided just to go with the standard cell phone setup. It's not the best, but it gives us something to look at, guys. So if I was working full-time down in pit lane, I would have pulled out the high-tech stuff, but I have nobody down there to do it for me. So next time. Whoop. All right, we got 5 hours and 5 minutes left of this race. As Paulie put it, it's like a sprint race. Or was that Doc that said that?
That was me, but again, our first several races.
Thanks, Taybouts. Yep.
On the East Coast are relatively long races. 12
yeah.
hours out of 14 at Road Atlanta, at Daytona, and Charlotte. So now here we come to a 7-hour race. That is a sprint race for us.
It is, and I actually like the shorter races because our car tended to have a little better lifespan in these type of races. Team Sahlen catch up. They're coming into pit lane here. Both
right in front of it.
Yep, there's Tuttle right in front. So let's see where we have. We're gonna have a change in leadership.
That is our leader, the 108.
Well, not anymore now. JSK Racing just took first place.
Yep.
So teams are coming in. They're going to have to do their stops. So we'll hang on to Team Sahlen as they do their stop. Turn the car off. Driver gets out. Should pull off the steering wheel. Some teams do, some don't. Those skinny boys, they just don't need to pull off them steering wheels.
I kind of like having them out.
Yeah. If I need to get out quick, because fire can happen during a pit stop, and you kind of don't ever want to see that, but it can happen, and you want to be able to get out as quick as you can, and that steering wheel can get in the way. So we got a lot of the cars. All our camera cars are coming in now.
There's an advantage to leaving the steering wheel on too, because it's something you can brace against.
Yeah,
when you get it.
That's right. So 176 JSK Racing, they are now in first place with Tuttle in second place still, the 108 Tuttle. Team Octane number 245. Now if we lose you again, we're coming up on half an hour, so we'll see if we lose everybody again. Hopefully it stays good.
Team Octane, that's an EC Mini Cooper, a 2009.
That's right.
Fast Hog running in fourth. That's an AEC BMW 325i.
Okay, the Sahlen's guys, you can see them looking at their left rear tire. They're doing tire temps and tire up. Is he gone? He's gone. There he goes. That was a quick stop.
Well, that's the charcoal car.
Ah, right.
Well, it was black, and I assume that's their teammate. It looked like
yes, it is charcoal. So here we are back in GWR, who are now, where are they now? They fell back. Yep, they're in 11th place, but moving up.
When they pitted last, they had they were looking at something behind the dash.
Yeah, like electrical switch of some sort.
Right, exactly. So that cost them a little bit of time in the pits, but they're laying down some fast laps. So I expect to see them back up near the front. But almost any stop in these that are other than a normal pit stops, it's kind of deadly nowadays.
So look down there. You can see the cars on the left there. They're coming up on yep, that's pit out. So their timers are put on their cars, and they make sure we have guys that make sure the guys have their seatbelts on right. They have their window nets up, and they're the correct drivers to go out. We have wristbands for all the drivers, and we need to make certain that only authorized people get on the track, and that's one way. And you can see the team on the right. They're waiting for their car. They're getting ready. The guy in blue there. He's got his.
Looks like, is that the Bimmer World?
Bimmer World. Yep, that's Bimmer World. And we spoke to James Clay last night, and they were going to be going out to Bimmer World, and which is the same place that Lifeline Fire Systems are. We're going to be talking to them about their fire systems and Bimmer World parts and all kinds of cool stuff like that. And then we're going to be doing some commercials for them that we use during our show here, which I need to run here in a few minutes. And they're getting ready. We'll stay on board. We'll watch the Bimmer World guys. They've got their signs out. I don't have a camera in the Bimmer World.
From this car. Which car is this, Bill?
This is the Star T Racing Sentra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to miss it. They're on their way out now. So this is what happens when we leave pit lane. We do a 5-minute stop. If you put fuel in the car, it's a 5-minute stop. If you don't put fuel in it, you can you don't need to stay in. You can go in as fast as you can. So now they reach for the timer on the roof. They do a check. Driver's pulling up his glove to show him his wristband, and they do a tug on the window net to make sure it's in there correctly, and then they're released out. Now, when he leaves pit lane, you have what they call a blend line. The blend line is a solid line on the left, and you'll see it when you come out here. You cannot turn onto the track until the, see that left line there? You cannot turn onto the track until it stops. Now he can go out on the track. And that's to keep guys safe, because those cars coming onto turn 1 are coming out there really, really fast. And you're just coming up to speed, and if you pull straight out there, you're going to get hit hard, and it's going to hurt. And so if you go over that line before the end, you will get black flagged and brought in, because that's an unsafe entry onto the track.
Look at this parade of cars on the left.
Yep.
There's a Kruger turn car. That's the Volvo right there.
And there goes Biohazard. A whole group of them. You can see. Whoa. Yeah. There goes Simon Says. I got a camera in Simon Says. Let me go find that one. Whoop. Whoop.
Here's your email. What the hell?
That's their test day. We go back to Rob Harvey's. There we go. So we're on board the Star T Racing Nissan Sentra. The 890 E-Racing. E-Racing is still in pit lane, Nick. Let me go. Here we are. They're asking for updates on E-Racing.
It's not been good for them.
Yeah, they're still back there. Looks like they're working on the nose of the car now. Do we have a driver in? No. Well, I don't know. Somebody's in that seat. I don't know what's going on. They may be buckling down some stuff up front, but I do not I do not have an answer. There's Elon working on the front of the nose. Got some zip ties going. So yep, driver's getting in. Looks like they're buckling up now, so I can see the driver's helmet there. So they'll be back on, and you can hear them trying to start the car. Yeah, it's trying to start.
So, just to give y'all an update as of these last pit stops, we've got the 169 Fast Hog EC BMW in first place. Tomlinson Motorsports also an EC car, and a BMW 328 running in second. GWR's running in third. R-Bank Racing, the 981 Saab is running in fourth. McKibben's Biohazard running in fifth. Tuttle Motorsports, a 107 car, running in sixth. Number 90, the R-Bank Racing, the other 9.3, running in seventh. Visceral, 918, that's the Porsche 944, running in eighth. The number 840, 94 Motorsports, that's the Lexus SC300, running in ninth, and Team Octane in 10th. And that's that 2009 Mini Cooper there. Now that's an EC car, but Kruger Turn Racing, that Volvo's running in 14th. He was an early leader of the race. Simon Says, another notable car in the field. It's always a strong contender in 15th place. While the 108 Tuttle Motorsports car, he was just in for a pit stop not too long ago, running in 16th, as was the number 176 JSP Racing, running in 17th place after his pit stop. And the Team Sahlen Ketchup car, 942, is running in 18th place. So with a 7-hour race, we're seeing some strategy changes on when cars pit and when cars stay out. So we had a rash of full course yellows at the beginning of the race. For about the first hour, we had 3 of them. But things have seemed to settle down now.
So the 108 Tuttle's gone back down into 12th place. They dropped 9 places from that stop. GWR is back in first place.
So they are. Yep. But look who's in
Yes,
second.
exactly. Our Bank Racing.
Yeah.
It's still early in this race, but I'll tell you what, our bank always positions himself to be towards the top at the end of this race, and they're good at these 7s and 8s.
I'm telling you, those Saabs fly past us on the back straight at Road Atlanta, and it's not all cornering speed.
I'm going to be nice today and not say, no, I'm kidding. All right, we're trying to get the Simon Says car video up here, but we're having a hard time getting them. It's up and down on it. So, because those guys are fun to watch race. Nope, it's not stable, so I can't put that up there. So the nice thing about this is that we don't need to with our instability that we have, we don't need to restart our Facebook every 2 hours. All right, we have another car. Let's see if we can pick that one up here.
See what kind of gap GWR has on that R-Bank racing car. See if he's closing or stretching it out. So he's got a 20.76 gap on the R-Bank racing car. So we'll see if that grows or shrinks.
Right. We lost another car. We had another car live here a little bit ago that had a pretty good Facebook feed, but he's unstable as well. So the True Speed Motorsports says their version 3 car is underway in the garage at True Speed. It's a True Speed Integra. They they got a new car that's being built after their True Speed Integra. Rod decided to let loose at Road Atlanta last year, so they'll see us at trackside sometime soon. They'll have 2 of everything this time, and that's something good to have when you race. 2 of everything. Only problem is you need a really big trailer and a really big tow vehicle. And a lot of money to do all that. That's the problem.
That was the e-racing car that this Ketchup car just passed. Elon's got those distinctive BMW racing colored stripes on the front quarter.
Yeah, and so we're live inside the e-racing right now. Well, we will be in just a second. Come on.
Yeah, man.
There they go. Got to kick start it every now and then. So this is one of our older, more reliable phones. Unfortunately, it doesn't handle these really stiff suspensions very well. So they do bounce around a bit. They're solid mounts. We tried using rubber mounts to isolate it, but that just made it worse. So the solid mounts was actually better. The camera could deal with it better. The stability control within the camera. But somebody just opened a door. It got really nice in here. Need to do that again. So let's go back to our leader, GWR. Got a clear track ahead of him, and this is where cars put down some really fast times. He's doing about 225s right now. They've got a new driver. Oh, wait a second. They're coming into pit lane. Wonder what happened. He's taking his hands up and down. What's up with that?
Well, this is certainly
So they're looking at the tire.
Says it's got a real bad vibration. Looks like right rear.
Oh, they got a tire. So they must have a down tire. So this changes our rank. Guess who just took first place? Number 981, R-Bank Racing. GWR drops into second. Now, I've seen Gwynner Watson do a very fast tire change. So, one thing that we learn when you're leading this race, if your guy comes in and he's complaining of vibrations, take that tire and stuff out with you. You can leave it with you if you're sitting in pit lane and the guy leaves, and that wasn't the issue, but you don't have to go gather your gear. So, you're wasting time doing all that stuff. So,
it looks like the left front that they're working.
Yep, left front. So Kruger turned racing. That's the 940. What is that? The Volvo. Yep, they're going back and forth. Oh, now they're dropping. What happened there? They just went from 11th to 13th. They dropped big time there. And the number 18 94 Motorsports has jumped up to 10th place.
Yeah, Kruger
the Supra.
continues to drop.
Yep, and GWR is dropping down into 5th. This is how close our leaders are right now.
Oh boy, look at that. Look at who's running 1-2. R-Bank.
So, guys, sorry, we don't have a link to eRacing's live feed because we're supplying their live feed, and I don't allow our live feeds out there. You guys would eat up my bandwidth within a few milliseconds, and I wouldn't have anything to do the show with. So normally they have their own stuff, but they ended up I think their live feed equipment broke. So they said they were going to get fixed, so I put my gear in for him. So we're sorry about that, and it is. Sharon Green just said they tried watching on YouTube, but the quality was more off than good. Yeah, we're sorry about that. It's again, this is we don't know if it's our wireless feed here, and it may be. We're limited by bandwidth out here. Some tracks are more technologically savvy than others. This one is okay, but to do our whole show here, we're doing we brought our equipment on site, and it's kind of flaky. We're sorry about that. Next year that won't happen.
Yeah, looking at the timing and scoring, Visceral Racing Group up to third.
Yep.
And Matt Conley Motorsports, that BMW team has been coming on much better than they had in the past lately. So.
Yep.
PWR's dropped down to Simon Says in 6th. Tuttle Motorsports a 108 and 7th. Team Zalia's catch-up car in 8th. We saw them lead earlier. The 94 Motorsports, the number 83. That's the Toyota Supra running in 9th with Crazy Horse Racing. That's a Ford Mustang SVO running in 10th place. So there's the basic snapshot. And got over top 10. Oh man, this is awesome. I just had a mimosa delivered to me.
Oh man, you know what? I have a smart water. I don't have anybody to bring me stuff.
Water.
Yeah, that's
this
it.
Is a mimosa, my friend.
I can pretend that it's a vodka or something.
No, they delivered me breakfast, and now I got a freaking mimosa.
Look how he's holding this. Look how he's holding the steering wheel here. Wait, no, one hand. I can't see the other hand, but yep. See, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of, you see NASCAR guys holding the wheel like that. It may be hard to drive that car. It's got a tiny wheel on it, so that may be why.
So evidently, I'm going to get mimosas every half.
Every what?
Every half hour.
Oh, you suck. So we're not gonna. So you're gonna be just slurring your speech towards the end of the day, right?
Yeah, practically worthless. No, I'll try and pace myself.
All right, I just saw that Tuttle Motorsports just went live. Let's go see if we can get an insight. Whoop, sorry about that, folks. I'm still learning all this stuff here.
Well, you're on your own. I got to do my lap counts.
Okay, so the broadcast has been paused. So Michael Tuttle's in-car camera is not doing too well right now. That sucks. It's very loud too. Let me see. Yeah, sorry. Let me see if I can build another scene here. Now.
Oh, you're really going out on a limb, man.
I am. Oh. All right. This takes a minute. I need to figure out how to do this. So you guys just watched from the inside of our Nissan Sentra, the Star T Racing. Nice smooth feed. Saying, how can they get a smooth feed where we can't? Well, they're running a different setup, most likely a GoPro, with a digital to analog converter, which then converts it over to a signal that goes to a Wi-Fi, and then they can send it out that way. We have those setups too, but they require a little bit more setup time from me, and also a lot more bandwidth and a different type of technology. So
I used to have one of those until I lost our Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Somewhere on the infield at the
time. And we're having some battery instability issues, and especially today, since it was supposed to be in the 80s, the heat's a little too much for those systems. These guys hardwire their stuff into their cars. I don't allow my systems to be hardwired in because of there's what do you call it? There's a issue with if my system causes a car to quit, I don't want that. So we want to keep our systems totally separate from the in-car. All right, let me sorry guys, I can't think and talk at the same. I can't create these in-car camera scenes by talking at the same time. So
I think we knew that, Bill.
I know. So Doc, tell us about how's your video game stuff going?
Oh, Bill.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We're actually on a hiatus at the moment.
A who?
Because a hiatus. That means we've stopped for the moment. Mainly because the iRacing series, our sim series, mimics the actual Champ Car schedule. Well, the next piece is those race courses are actually not on iRacing. There is no course for NCM. There is no, so we're going to take a little summer break, as it were, and I think they're going to set us up to do a couple of European races.
Cool.
So we'll have to see what comes up. But yeah, NCM's not on there. Nelson Ledges is not on there. Brainerd is not on there. So we will pick it up again in early September in mid-July for VIR, the full course race there. And that's going to be a little departure from what we're normally doing in the Sim Series. Most of our rounds, the championship round of the race is 1 hour. Well, owing to VIR, the full course is a 24-hour race. We're going to make that a 2-hour race. So
cool.
There'll be several stops.
So that's going to
keep.
A 2-hour race would be pretty intense, sitting in your living room for that long with your wife yelling at you to do something.
Sure.
Or is that just my wife?
No, I think that's all of them.
Or husband. We gotta say we got to do that too.
Yeah,
it's like, hey woman, make me a pie. Stuff like that.
We got some lady racers.
We have a lot of lady racers.
Well, and even in the Sim Series. So it'll be interesting to see which tracks. Who knows? For the NCM round, who knows? Actually, Hugh Jazz, they're at the race. They're racing today at Watkins Glen.
Cool.
So maybe he might put up Le Mans. The Le Mans circuit is on iRacing, so that'd be kind of fun.
All right, let's see what we got here. Whoop. I'm building this. we got an in-car camera from the Tuttle. It's Michael Tuttle's page. I don't know which car this is. Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, it's either the 107 or 108. They're both running pretty good, I thought. Let's see, we've got 108 listed in 4th place at the moment. I'm looking for 107. It's running in 22nd place, so they're running up near the front end of the pointy end of the stick, as everybody says.
Yep. Oh, Tuttle Motorsports.
So GWR has slipped down to 5th place after that quick stop to fix that left front.
Yep.
They are, I believe, still on the lead lap. We'll have to see as the screen updates.
All right, we're still looking good all up there. Sorry, I'm a little slow with this stuff. I'm still learning how to use this software. We got some new software. Paulie knows how to use it. My experience is only one race, and you guys saw that one at Daytona, which it wasn't very good. But I have been working with it and trying to make myself better at it. There we go.
Yes, GWR did maintain their lead lap status after that flat left front, just barely. The 981, our leader, the R-Bank Racing, that Saab has got a very substantial gap on the number 90, their sister car. And right now, there are only 6 cars on the lead lap. That's the 2 R-Bank Racing cars, the Matt Colley Motorsports car, the 108 Tuttle Motorsports, the 991 GWR, and the 63 Simon Says Acura Integra. Those are the only cars I show on the lead lap. Now, of course, this being a 7-hour race, these running.
Whoa, we got a car off to the left, over on coming out of the boot. Or out of the heel, or no, the toe, heel.
Heel, laces.
The toe. On the left side. I'm still trying to figure out how to push this live. You see that there? There we go. Yeah. So we're inside the Tuttle Motorsports car now, I believe, hopefully.
Well, their driver suits match their cars. So.
Yeah, you can't tell who's who.
Orange and white.
So I can see, so you can see the folks down here on my right. Well, you can't see them. The race control folks that are trying to figure out what they're going to do with that. So they are on the phone with Dana's on the phone with our pace car driver. So I would suspect, just from history, we may be going yellow. But don't let the people on pit lane know that.
I think
double yellow, double yellow, double yellow.
Full course. Kind of tell if we will see some of our early cars that pitted much earlier in the race, if anybody will dive in during this full course yellow. Because it being a 10-hour or a 7-hour race, the pit strategies are going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
Particularly because of cautions.
All right, R-Bank just went by the line, so they're going to pick up R-Bank Racing here in just a second. Dana's yelling at our pace truck driver. Hey,
one of the things, the number 90 car just overtook the 981 981. I wonder if the 981 has.
Just go. Just pick up whoever you can get. Just go.
They missed him.
Well, there was a rather late change there. Yeah, 981 has indeed pitted out of the. So that's Robin Bank making one of those quick calls.
I heard somebody may have got out of their car.
Oh. But yeah, so what happened right there, folks, is race control is going to tell the pace car to pick up the lead. Well, the leader ducked into the pits as soon as the cars went full yellow. So the leader never reached the pace car.
Whoop.
So the pace car didn't miss the leader at all. There was no leader to pick up.
Yeah, True Speed Motorsports says, like NASCAR, we should have a crank it up for a few minutes. Yeah, I would do that, except Bill doesn't really know how to do that crank up stuff because I'm still learning how to just move the scenes around. So once I figure that out, then I can do it. But
the other thing,
I can't actually hear this.
Yeah. If we had a full crank it up, I would be leaving because this thing's already hot in my ear.
Oh, how are those new headphones I got you?
They're pretty nice. I haven't worn them yet for 8 hours, but so far so good. Sound quality's great. Paulie said it sounds much better.
Cool. Amanda asked me, Billy, who's racing now? I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. Who's racing now?
Amanda Seller Adams is saying we're rooting for Tuttle Racing, and that's who we're on board with.
Yeah, that was a different Amanda I was talking to. All right, okay. Amanda.
So
you leaving already?
I just saw the GWR car next to Tuttle Motorsports. So those two cars are in close proximity.
All right, so this must be our number 4 car that we're in.
Number 4?
I'm sorry, the 4th place car, the 108.
The 108. Okay.
So I'm gonna label that up here. This may take another 10 minutes.
I wouldn't doubt that because I saw the GWR car right next to it.
Okay.
So, and they're running in 4th and 5th position. GWR has dropped down to 6th now. So I wonder if they have hit the pits. They were just in.
Yes, GWR just came into pit lane.
Okay, because they were just in for that flat left. This is going to be a. They added fuel not that long ago.
Well, they're putting a new driver in.
Okay.
All right, the 9.4 Motorsports SE300 is in pit lane right now. Trying to see what they're doing. They're looking over the car right now.
Which car number?
The I can't see the car number. The SE300 for
984.
Yeah. So where's Sahlen's? Where'd they end up at? So they're in 6th place right now. So we got cars off to the right. You can see them there. They just went by them. So let's see where E-Racing is right now. They're still behind the wall. So whatever they did didn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see what happened. Yeah, they went out and did 3 laps and came back in.
Somebody's radioing one of the corner workers saying there's a water bottle on the track.
Oh, that's a NASCAR trick.
Yep. Yep. There's our turn 1 camera. Let's make that a little bigger for you guys. So there goes our pace truck. The field following behind him. Yeah, I wish I could do a crank it up, guys, because I really like doing that. Get the all 6 speakers in my house working. My wife yelling from the other room, turn it down. Nothing is better in life. Well, if you had a beer in your hand too.
I don't have a beer. I have mimosas.
Mimosas, yeah. I have no clue what a mimosa is. I'm 55 years old, and I don't know if I've ever had one.
It's champagne and orange juice.
Yeah, well, that champagne part Bill just doesn't do.
It's the breakfast of champions.
Nah, I like I like that other stuff. I like bourbon and I like scotch. Scotch is my drink of choice when I could drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. We're looking at the field coming down turn 1. Hey guys, I'm gonna go upstairs for a second. Can you take over here, Doc? And I'm gonna repoint this camera down a little bit more so we see the start finish line. Hold on, I can't. Well, let me see if I can do it remotely. Hold on, I got a remote software here.
Yeah, that's one of the Logitech cameras.
Yeah, my software is not working on that. We downloaded a new version of the software and it works on the Mac, but it doesn't work on the PC quite.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get on with Logitech. It's actually locked up. Whoa, wait. Yeah, I lost it. I don't want to end up losing the cameras because that really sucks when that happens. So let me go repoint this camera. Doc, take over for me.
Oh, boy. So anyway, we had Mike Grant. Why is Tuttle Racing passing cars on the double yellow? I'm not really sure I can answer that accurately. What happened on this latest full course yellow is the pace car was instructed to pick up the number 981 R Banks Saab. Well, what happened is as soon as they threw that yellow, Robin Bank called that car into the pits. So by the time the field got to the end of pit lane, there was no leader to pick up. And this happens very quickly. We're tracking 106 cars on track. So they did not pick up the next leader, I'm guessing. Now, this is all speculation. I can't see any of the rest of the track. So I don't know if that was a wave by situation or what exactly was going on. I'm limited to what I can see on our screen. I'm not at the racetrack. So I'm sorry I can't answer your question more accurately, Michael. I saw the same thing that you did when I did look up, but I don't know if he was waved by. I really just don't know right now. So Bill's got that camera repositioned. You can see the Watkins Glen logo down there with the red start tower. So right now with the 981 car pitting, we're showing the number 90 car, our bank racing, their sister car in first place, the Matt Valley Motorsports. That's an EC BMW in second place. The 108 Tuttle car in third, 63 Simon Says in fourth. The Ketchup car has regained their fifth place. They were leading early in the race and running very strong. 981, again, that other R-banked Saab is running in sixth. It's 94 Motorsports in the 83. That's the Toyota Super version running in seventh. Damson Racing, number 346. That's an E46 running in eighth. Yeah. I can't tell yet. It's kind of washed out on my screen. That's a red and black car, isn't it? Oh, yeah, you're talking about Visser Racing Group. They were running up near the front, certainly. Ah, they got towed in from their last race at Charlotte. They didn't have a very good race there either. Yeah, it's normally a pretty that's that's normally a pretty reliable team. Car. Charlotte, they hadn't didn't have a very good race at all. It's the number 95. Yeah, I believe it's 17. I guess they set the fastest time of the day, and on that lap they broke an axle, right? Yeah. Two wheels off. Yeah. You right. Do as I say, not as I do, right? I'm gonna take um yeah, it's a little smoke. Yeah. I'm gonna take a quick break, Bill. I'm back with us. What's up? So I don't know about you, Bill, but these 7-hour races are hard to call with all the different strategies playing out. And especially on a full course yellow track that doesn't do hot pulls. Because there's, you notice that 981, as soon as the course went yellow, he pitted. And Robin making a call. So there's the Tuttle car. He's running in what? Third place. Ah. Looks like we're still yellow. Got cars trying to catch up to the field, and we like that. We don't want a second pace car. Yep, there's the pace truck. Nope. Look at that Tuttle car on the inside. Yep. Yep, did 3 laps, came right back in. On board in Team Sahlen's catch-up car. That car is running. For Ketron, Amanda's asking who's in that. We don't know, to tell you the truth. On the dashboards. Yep. Yeah. Big old strap.